So practitioners, when you're in your practitioner portal under compounded nutrient login, you could literally start building formulas. And again, only a 24 bottle minimum start point, as opposed to going to contract manufacturing and they're asking you to get maybe on a 20-week lead time. They're going to give you 5,000 bottle minimum, 1,000 bottle minimum, 2,000 bottle minimum, 24 bottle minimum start points, and economies of scale. And again, third-party tested, front end, and also on finished goods. Now, you can literally build protocols, and then literally maybe if you want to say you want to combine maybe a guts and neuro formula, maybe you could program in the click of a button, a gut protocol like GI health, and we can do it that way. And you can just, in the click of a button, you can just literally click apply GI health. And then maybe by putting in there, you put in some maybe glutamine. Let's do glutamine. And maybe if you're doing it that way, you can do MSM, quercetin, zinc carnosine. Maybe you do, if you want to combine that, say with like a neuro formula, cognition, you can combine that in the space of a few seconds. You can literally just click and combine. So you can build protocols, apply them, combine them, and that way, instead of reaching for maybe 5 or 6 different products for a gut neuro formula, I've literally just built. If you buy these things separately, maybe you would spend about minimum $250 on a resveratrol, CDP choline, NAC, acetyl-L-carnitine, ashwagandha alone, zinc carnosine, quercetin, glutamine's in there, MSM, P5P, all of these different things, even the quadrifolic in there, and the CoQ10. All of this separately, you're talking in the hundreds. Here, in a click of 2 clicks of a button, I've combined it, and I've literally saving on number of pills. Because you look at all these nutrients in there, 1,000 of glutamine, 100 on the quercetin, 500 acetyl-L-carnitine, 1,000 NAC, and taurine alone, and you'd be way beyond 6 capsules. So here, consolidate, optimize, literally streamline your inventory and optimize what you're currently doing. And you get it at the dosing that you want. So maybe you take some of the things that you love protocol-wise in your practice, combine them, and then maybe you'll say, ooh, if I could use my clinical opinion, I'd add this other nutrient in as well. Or I'd slightly adjust the dosage to get where I'd like it to be. But again, you've got the beauty of the formulator to either combine protocols, apply protocols, or manually enter in to the precise milligram, microgram, or single IU dosage that you want. And you can play around with how many days dosing or servings you want in the formula. And you can go from capsules to powder. So many different things you can do. If you want to start off in the basics, maybe you could just...
Yeah, I think that's great, Dave. Do you want to highlight, since we were talking about the acetyl glutathione, do you want to go back out and add a new formula so we don't see the formulas in there? Maybe if we talk about just doing like a detox protocol, how easy it is to be in full control over how many capsules your formula is.
Yeah.
Price per bottle as you're building it. As you mentioned, I mean, minimum order of only 24 bottles. That's in your private label. I think freshness, right? Freshness is a factor too. These products are made fresh right when we ship them to you. So
custom made, in fact, just like born on dating in beer, you've got the date that it was made. So literally you order it, say you order it this week, August the 13th, and we start literally going into production. Literally, you will see that in September, that born on dating in September. Bam, right there. As opposed to potentially sitting in a warehouse for maybe up to a year. And by the time you get the product to the patient, it's already started to lose its potency. And especially with botanicals, potency is a big thing. Freshness and potency is a big thing with botanicals. So here I can go in, I can simply build, let's go with 100 milligrams of S-acetylglutathione. And right there on the right-hand side, it tells me how much capsule space I've used without chemical excipients. So if I want to do a 1-capsule formula, I can literally just start building in there. I can go, okay, S-acetylglutathione. What about shilajit? Maybe do 200 milligrams of shilajit. Maybe I do...
zinc, yeah, you could do.
Yeah, you can do zinc carnosine, maybe. Zinc carnosine for some maybe gut lining. Maybe I do 75 milligrams of that zinc carnosine. It might be maybe go a little bit maybe lower initially to start with. And then maybe you could also do, when it comes to, we can do maybe some milk thistle, and then maybe put in maybe 75 milligrams of milk thistle. But you see, as I'm not even close to one capsule yet, and yet I've already got the S-acetylglutathione and shilajit, the zinc carnosine in there. If you wanted to, let's do NAC. Let's do maybe 250 milligrams of some NAC. And
Yeah.
again, right there, I ordered 60 bottles at $29.91. I could comfortably retail that out at $49.99. And trust me, if you look at the Designs for Health, Design Managers of the World, where maybe it's common to see a $50 to $70 retail, having the ability to customize it where you can keep track of what's the capsule count at. You could order whatever dosage you could order. If I ordered it right now, and I ordered, say, 60 bottles at 30 servings, and it's $29.91. I
Yeah,
can
and
literally go. I could order a 45-day supply. I could order a 21-day supply.
Yeah, and I would argue, Dave, that, at 60 bottle pricing, there should be no problem in practitioners being able to double this price, right? Selling this for, say, $60 a bottle if they're
Easy,
ordering
easy.
60 bottles. It's a great product because, again, they would have had to buy potentially a few other separate products to get this formula. We have the preferred form of glutathione there, the S-acetylglutathione. So, yeah, we just wanted to show you how easy it is to come here and formulate and consolidate, right? Make things easier. Because, Dave, I mean, can you speak to some of the formulas? I mean, I know I can speak to this, but I'll let you jump on it. Some of the consolidated formulas that we're creating on a week-to-week basis with practitioners that we consult with. So yeah, maybe if you want to touch on what some of those formulas are.
Yeah, I mean, some of the ones we see most of the time, you'll see a lot of GI. I mentioned GI and neuro. In the pandemic, we're seeing a lot of gut issues, a lot of immune issues, a lot of neurodegenerative issues. So obviously, long COVID, anti-cancer protocols, cardiometabolic. We're seeing the big thing right now is anti-aging protocols. So we recently got in spermidine 3-HCl, which I'm a big fan of. It's ours, the latest C of A is over 99% spermidine content. So it's literally where before with regular spermidine with 1%, you'd be doing 1,000 milligram dosing. Let's do like an anti-aging protocol, anti-aging here. So if you do the anti-aging protocol, you can go in spermidine. I know, Ben, you like, it's unbelievable. The anti-aging, you're obviously based in Southern Cal, and you've got some absolutely beastly practitioners in terms of their protocols when it comes to anti-aging. Obviously,
Yeah,
Beverly
yeah.
Hills in your backyard, Laguna Beach, places like that.
Yeah,
Massive, massive, massive
yeah, for
focus,
sure.
yeah.
And I know, yeah, for sure. I know NAD is a huge hot topic right now, right? So a lot of practices are doing the NAD IVs and all that's great, but yeah, the nicotinamide riboside chloride being the best NAD precursor, right? Study dose,
Yeah.
300 milligrams, increases NAD levels by 56% just after 3 weeks. Truly incredible, right? And like you said, being able to put in maybe some spermidine, or you could put in some terostilbene or Quercetin. We have so many different things to choose from, to be able to add in.
Yeah, and then look at this. I can literally go to, if you wanted to, just on a one capsule formula. I could literally go to. I could probably
I
even
mean, we,
do like
I
you
mean, we could
probably
probably,
do like
yeah.
probably like do that, and you can probably get up to maybe Terra right there.
Yeah, I think it's just yeah, it's incredible to highlight how easy it is to use this to create formulations. But one thing that comes to mind is when you're talking about cardiometabolic, right, is, I think about Lepticor. Um, what a great product it is, right? And again, we give you the ability to put it into a personalized formula. You can create a custom formulation with it. Dave, if you want to highlight in-house formulations, we have Lepticor as as a white label product you can order. So a lot of times when I'm meeting with practitioners, I'll ask them, hey, do you test for leptin levels? A lot of them do, right? And obviously, most of the practitioners we work with are going to give patients the right guidance. Hey, you should make some lifestyle changes. You should work out. You should eat healthier. All of those things, right? And sometimes patients listen. Sometimes they don't, right? But the the great thing about LeptiCore is it's been studied, and the studies show that 300 milligrams taken BID twice daily before meals. Um, Actually, I believe it was after 6 weeks, leptin levels were reduced by 47%. So significant reduction in leptin levels, reduction in CRP, reduction in LDL, reduction in blood sugar as well. But the awesome thing too is it
Sure.
also increased serotonin levels significantly. People lost a few inches off the waist. So great product for people who are
Yeah,
struggling
phenomenal.
to have the high leptin levels. This is a studied, research-backed formulation and ingredient to include in your own formulas or put personalized formulas that has been shown to reduce leptin levels. So if you are testing for leptin levels and somebody tests high, this is something that you could prescribe to them to help reduce those. So just a quick highlight on some of the benefits of LeftyCore, but yeah, it really, really has been great and continue to be something that many of our practitioners use and take advantage of.
Yeah, I think on the back of that, what Ben just said with leptin levels and measuring that, the big thing right now is obviously GLP-1s, the big buzz, and in the formulator you do have, while high dose, maybe you may be high dose GLP-1s, you may run into maybe some considerations to address maybe muscle loss. So we do have potential there. So AKG, HMB, we have beta hydroxy, beta methylbutyrates. We also have alpha ketoglutarate. In the formulator, we do have LeptiCore for the leptin control. We do have things like saffron as well. And then if you have any gut side effects, you could literally go in, and we have on the custom side of it, you can pair up, you could order the LeptiCore here and the in-house formulas for leptin control, or you could also build a custom formula where you could use LeptiCore, you could use things like maybe something that will address the emotional component, emotional addiction to eating, the snacking late at night. So maybe you could put in there like things like saffron. We've also got things like Sinatrim, maybe a fat or carb blocker in there. Again, AKG, HMB for the potential muscle loss. And then also the gastric side effects. We've got things like glutamine. We've got things like marshmallow extract. We've got things like aloe. We've got zinc carnosine. We've also got mitochondrial support, not only with the recently in the last year, we added in urolithin A, which we could go on about for the next hour or so, but we also have all the different forms of the L5 methylfolates. We've got folinic acid. We've got not only methylcobalamin, we've got adenosine and hydroxycobalamin. The list goes on and on. Alpha-lipoic, acetyl-L-carnitine. Again, this is your tool as a practitioner. It's a digital script pad. Use your clinical opinion. We even have integrations on the other platform, Personalized Nutrients, where you can literally transfer the supplement recommendations based on the patient's labs in the click of a button. And then the patient's got a recommended supplement protocol instead of several bottles coming from Fullscript or your normal suppliers. It comes in one master blend with your label on it. So use this as a tool. Again, custom, great in-house formulas. We've got 73 in-house formulas. A lot of them are master formulated by some legendary doctors in the functional genomic space or the integrative space. And some of the formulas like the LeptiCore, our own formulation as well.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, Dave. And I think you're right. I mean, it's so easy to use in our online formulators. We have some incredible products like the LeptiCore or our Megabiotic Complete or our Spore-Based Probiotic. We could talk about some of our in-house formulations later. But yeah, $27.10 a bottle on this LeptiCore. This is for 30-day supply. But what's great about our white label products is, you're able to order these and the minimum order is only 12 bottles. So that's nice. Dave, why don't you jump in and give us a little bit of a highlight? I know you kind of you added Shilajit into that detox
Yeah.
protocol. But why don't you, talk a little bit about the Prima V Shilajit that we carry, some of the benefits of that and why maybe some doctors should consider including that in personalized formulas as well as maybe creating some custom formulas with it.
Yeah, when it comes to Prima V, I'm a massive fan of Prima V. what I like about Prima V is it's rich in humic acid and fulvic acid. The fulvic acid content's about 62% fulvic acid content, and it's also rich in humic acid. And the ability not only to detox heavy metals, but it's got so many it's so multifunctional and so many different benefits in the area of cognition in terms of preventing sort of damage to brain cells, in the area of autophagy support as well, which are literally recycling sort of basically cleaning up the cellular debris, neuro support, as I mentioned, but also testosterone. So somebody my age, like 59, I turned 60 in October, increasing free testosterone. There's a lot of data to support that it's shown to promote testosterone into healthy ranges, and also nitric oxide. So anybody that's active like myself, I'm a runner, I'm in the gym also. Every other day I'm either running or I'm working out. And for me, increasing nitric oxide, muscle recovery, it's adaptogenic, so it allows the body to adapt to stress better, and it's anti-aging as well. Now, in the area of energy, it also has been shown clinically to support ATP production. So for an athlete like myself, who is a long distance endurance athlete, I don't feel as fatigued. I recover a lot quicker. I've got less muscle soreness. I'm more focused and dialed in. And my testosterone ranges, I've got better stamina now. So for me, all of this in one product, I mean, start thinking about all of your patients. You're doing these testing. Typically, you'll do, maybe you do a gut zoomer test, right? For instance, if you're using, say, Vibrant. And then you'll see, oh, wow, this person's full of heavy metals. Oh, hormone profile's off. Oh, wait a second, mitochondrial impacts, and you're running all these different tests, maybe a CNA, and you go, whoa, they need a mitochondrial protocol, they need a gut protocol, they need a hormone protocol, or they need a neuro protocol. Wait, I have Prima V, Shilajit. It applies to all of those areas. Wow, this is a rare ingredient, and one of the potential concerns with different sources of Shilajit is the purity. Some of them are full of heavy metals. This is one of the few in the entire world, Prima V, that is Prop 65 compliant, is purified and tested for heavy metals, and is Prop 65 compliant. So you can feel assured as a practitioner that you're giving something that is verified, validated in testing, tested for heavy metals, and is multifunctional. I can benefit many different organ systems and align and match up with many different tests that you're currently doing. I'm a huge, huge fan of this, and it doesn't take a high dosing. You could easily dose in a single capsule and be super effective with Prima V.
Yeah,
Big time.
I love it. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for the ingredient highlight there. One other to touch on. I know we're we're still in summer here, but before we know it, we'll be in the winter. We'll be dealing with all of the cold, flu, and COVID that's running around. You know, we just sourced monolaurin finally. You want to talk about maybe monolaurin, its benefits, and potentially some things to consider for creating an immunity protocol.
Yeah, I think if you look at if you think about immunoglobulin, and also um, a big protocol that's featured in is Epstein-Barr virus. So EBV protocols, monolaurin. We've had some practitioners come to us and have it sourced out, especially specifically for EBV. But as you mentioned, also immunity protocols as well. And one of the practitioners who's quite famous in Southern California, but also internationally as well, um, has shown that in the pandemic, we were seeing a lot of the bifidobacteria being wiped out, either exposed to natural infection, COVID, or people making copies of the spike protein. So I think the monolaurin is an important part of immune supportive, immune modulating type of protocols, especially where your bifidobacteria is being wiped out. We also have spore-based probiotics as well, and we have many immune modulating ingredients that you could pair up with monolaurin. But I'm a huge fan of monolaurin, and it's something that you could either do in a powder or a capsule. Um, And yeah, we're going into, as we get into the fall, I think you'll start seeing people starting to focus on, okay, are we starting to see the next surge in cases of whether it's COVID or new mutations or maybe new pathogens being discovered? Yeah.
Yeah, yep, exactly, Dave. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I think also in when it relates to say long COVID, and hopefully we don't get a surge again, but if we do, um, the McCullough protocol, Peter McCullough out there, and he's obviously got the protocol with the 500 milligrams of the turmeric, the 500 milligrams of the bromelain, and the nattokinase, the 2000 twice a day of that. We do have nattokinase, we do have serrapeptase, we do have lumbrokinase, we do have things like um, the base protocol that he's got where you could use the turmeric, the nattokinase, the bromelain. You could also add it and make it your own, and you could put in things like terastolbin or resveratrol. You can maybe do pine bark. You can maybe do things like white willow. You could do things like any of the immune supportive ones, quercetin and so forth, maybe protect the ACE receptors, maybe do anti-parasitic, and maybe like wormwood. But we have got so much flexibility in the formulator that you can literally cater it to the individual patients or consolidate what you're currently taking and streamline your inventory instead of reaching for those 5 or 6 bottles for a long COVID protocol. And sometimes in long COVID protocols, you might be reaching for anywhere from 10 to 20 bottles for a long COVID protocol. And one of my new clients who specializes in COVID, he is drawn to the formulator because he's able to take what he normally would reach for, say, 15 to 20 different bottles for a long COVID protocol. He can literally build custom formulations through our platform, Freedom to Formulate. And it's a quicker
Yep.
turnaround time than doing custom through a contract manufacturer.
Yep. Well, I appreciate the time today, Dave. I think that's all the time we have. But yeah, always great to connect, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good, Ben. Have a great one, guys. Take care.